Welcome back to Stumbling Through Security, episode 002, with your host, Sean Goodwin. I'm enjoying a nice break between the fire hose that is SANS training, uh, and I'm actually really excited to talk about the fire hose I just finished drinking from. This was the first research component of the two white paper webinar requirements in the MSISE program. And I actually got a lot out of the process, not just in the research data itself and looking at security onion and malicious activity on different Windows hosts, but through the process itself. The first thing is I really um, am coming to grasp the idea that the more you learn, the more you understand you don't actually know. I don't get a lot of opportunity to play the blue team side of things with my day job. So this research project was really the first chance I got at actually trying to detect some of this malicious activity. So that was a really cool experience. It really segues nicely into the next course I have in the program, which is the Securing Windows with PowerShell course. The goal of that course is really automating a lot of the hardening of Windows systems, which is actually something I'm pretty interested in now after this research project. A lot of what I do during my day job is identifying issues and then providing guidance on how to fix them, but I don't actually get to interact with that final step of actually fixing an environment or hardening a system or monitoring an environment to make sure things stay secure. I'm really excited about this upcoming course, but in the meantime, I am enjoying just under a month off between courses. It is funny how quickly free time disappears with these courses, whether it's the research component or even these on-demand courses that I'm doing online. It's the content is exciting and super detailed, so it does take time to work through, but I'm still enjoying the process and really throw every free minute I have at digging into not just the videos or the PowerPoints, but the lab exercises are incredibly valuable and really are what drive home the lessons. I still haven't been able to go to a SANS course in person. That's something I am looking uh, to do at some point through this program, but I do travel a fair amount for work, and adding in another 6 day trip really doesn't fit very well with my life at this point. In other news, one thing that came out of the research practicum actually came out of discussions with some peer students afterwards, is this tool called ORAI, ORAI, and I linked to this as well. It's a pretty cool tool. One of the things I tend to struggle with is tone when speaking, if you can't already tell with the first couple episodes, but also being able to generate enough excitement through my language. I think this is partly due to my personality, not being a very, I guess, outwardly emotional or outwardly excitable person, but also the level of depth and concentration I put into preparing. There's almost a chance of over preparing. At least it's what it seems like to me, where the material starts to lose some of that sparkle or excitement because I've been through it in such detail, spent so much time going over the information that I almost start to autopilot through the final presentation, really when I need to ramp up that excitement the most. And one funny thing that I heard was, as the speaker, whether it's an in-person presentation or something like this, you really need to be the most excited person about the topic. If you're kind of deadpan and flat, monotone, what does that say to your audience if the person that's supposed to be talking about all this isn't getting up and getting excited for it? Why should they even pay attention? So getting back to RI, this is an app on your phone. They do support both Android and iPhone, and it's a little virtual voice coaching application a similar setup to Duolingo, if anyone has used that for learning a second language, where it's these really short daily lessons. And what it does is gives you a few different prompts and monitors for speed of words per minute as well as your tone throughout the recording, and starts to give you little feedback and transcribes it and marks up sections where, hey, you're talking a little fast here, or your tone got a little flat here. Maybe you can add in a little inflection to, you know, keep that attention solid. So that's something I've been working on, and is going to be an ongoing effort for me to improve there. One thing that I definitely think will help is just getting more repetitions. Something that really helps me learn a bunch of other things is doing them over and over again. So I am renewing my effort in not only recording these short little podcasts, but getting up in front of groups more and talking, whether it's local security meetups, whether it's submitting more CFPs for conferences, as well as some community speaking events such as libraries or schools through the Staying Safe Online through ISC Squared, or the other, information security, information sharing abilities that we have out there. Um, just getting more repetitions in public speaking, trying to record myself whenever possible, and then really focusing on that self critique around that. So I will link to that tool as well. And then one other thing I'm looking at is working through the Python Crash Course Second Edition book from No Starch. Coding and scripting really aren't my strong suit. I'm very much a script kiddie with my abilities. I can generally follow simple to maybe moderate level programs and scripts, but I'm definitely not a hardcore developer or anything like that. So I am looking to, work through this book and at least start with Python as an interesting language to look at. A lot of the tools in our space still use Python. I know things are kind of moving away from that, but from what I gather, this can be a pretty good starting point for me. So I'll link to that book as well. I'm a few chapters in. It's been really easy to follow, and everything makes a lot of sense. The author does a really good job of laying things out. So hopefully I'll have another update for you there in the not too distant future. That's all I have for you here. Again, I'll link to my SANS white paper. Give that a read. Certainly reach out to me if you have any questions, want to discuss any of this, or anything else. I'm all ears. I'll link to my Twitter handle as well as all the resources discussed here. Talk to you soon.